Hey, it is still Saturday, May 11th. And if you're here, I'm sure it's because you wanted to see exactly what I decided. If you've been following me this last day, you found out that none of my seeds germinated. All it is little pots of dirt with no seeds growing. So that was quite a frustration to me. And so this morning I decided that I was going to do something. What it was, I didn't know, but I probably wasn't going to spend any more time with those seeds. So I decided I would go down to my local nursery and I would get some more seeds. And that's what I'm going to do. So I did. I ran down there and I think I got 4 packages of seeds because there really was not the variety of seeds that I think I wanted. And while I was there, I looked at their nursery stock and I did end up buying, I think, 4 6-packs of tomatoes and 2 6-packs of green peppers. But that was not going to be enough, was it? And so this is what I got there. Just this little one here. This box. And most of their nursery stock was only about this big. And I thought, I'm not going to buy that because if I do, I'll probably kill him before I get him transplanted. So I'll just let him keep growing them and maybe go back in a couple of weeks. But then I decided, well, I can't sit and wait for everything to grow in somebody else's greenhouse. So I decided to run to the local greenhouse about 30 miles away. And when I got there, I found out that most of the seeds they had were the very same ones that my local nursery had. But they had something that was a little bit different, and that I think it's pretty cool, and that's what I got. And here I am looking, and so they had these seeds were in these kind of packages, and I'm sure you're looking at them going, well, that looks homemade. Well, yeah, it does. This is for cantaloupe that will grow, that USU Extension says will grow in my area. These are watermelon seeds that they say will grow in my area. And you know what? They were cheaper and they had just as many seeds per package. So I went through those and I got all the ones that I would want to grow. And then I did pick up some more seeds. But then while I was there, I thought, I can't not have something green growing in the garden. So I went ahead and walked through their nursery stock. And this is what I did. Yep. I bought some peppers and I bought some tomatoes and I bought some cabbage, and that over there, that purple vine looking thing, is sweet potato vine. And I bought that and that green sweet potato vine because here in another month, when everybody starts doing their ornamental flower planting, you're not going to be able to find those out here. So I just grabbed some while I had them, and I'll get those planted up in a week or so. So I've got seeds to plant, and I did that because, guys, I want to have something growing from this greenhouse. I would hate to think I put all this effort and time into this greenhouse and then not use it this season. So yes, I'm going to plant more seeds. And I'm going to also take these plants that are in the 4-packs and 6-packs, and I'm going to transplant them into bigger pots so that they're not root bound and they're able to grow. And then after I left the nursery on the town next away from me, I was going past the high school, and there was a little in the parking lot, there were 2 young women that were selling fry bread, and they were also selling Navajo tacos. So I went over there and I got a Navajo taco for my mom, which is really one of her favorite things to eat. And I got me one, and so we'll both have some dessert or some dinner for tonight. But I also, right next to them, was this pickup and a couple of tables, and there were some bedding plants. And so I stopped there and I talked to the young couple that were there, and they have a greenhouse and they're starting to do bedding plants for not only themselves, but for others as well. And so I bought a few from them, and they're a little lanky. So don't judge me. When I see a plant, I need to take at least one home. So what did I get? Those. And I know they look really lanky and they look like they need to be put in the garden. But those are melon. They're not cantaloupe. What's the green one? Oh, heavens to Betsy's. I can't remember what they're called. Ah, how ridiculous is that? But I got that, and then I got this great big cherry tomato that they threw out. And you know, like we did last year, I'm going to go ahead and probably plant this much of it from there down in the dirt and just let the tops go, because it will make better roots. But they just have put a lot of plants in their greenhouse, and they probably planted them a little early like I did last year. And so they're just a lot bigger than what they should be to use as a bedding plant. But guys, that's what I did. So yes, I'm going to be busy for the next few days. But the thing that's good about that is I don't have to go in and clean my house. And I don't have to go in and worry about if I have any dishes to be washed, because my Navajo taco is out in the pickup. I'll have that for dinner. And I'm just going to stay out here until it's dark. A couple of things that I am going to do that is different than what I've done in the past. I am going to leave the lights on night and day now on the seeds. Usually I would do that, except I read an article about how you probably shouldn't do that. You should be letting them rest from the lights from time to time. But I've got to get these seeds up, and so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the lights on, and then once they're up and they've germinated and they're growing, then I'll probably turn them off at least a few hours a day. But other than that, I'm pretty much just going to do the things that I've always done. And I think that this bedding bench, I guess I could call it that, this bedding bench I have, I think it's going to be full before a couple of days. And hopefully there'll be things growing on them within a couple of days. So you guys, that's my dilemma right now. I hope that you started your garden. I hope if you haven't got things in the ground, I hope that you've at least gone out and put some compost on your raised beds and tilled it in. You put in maybe some root starter, if that's what you're going to do, is start roots out there. Maybe you put that on your grow beds. But guys, it's coming up fast. It's the 11th of May. By the 26th of May, I'm going to have a lot of plants in the garden, in the grow boxes, and in the raised beds, because that's what I do. And guys, I wanted you to know, Kaylee and I talked about, just too long ago, we talked about our successes and our failures. Well, here's one of my biggest failures I think I had, was all those seeds not germinating, but it's okay. And if you think that you watch these last two videos and you're going, well, why am I watching those? She's not teaching me anything. Guys, I hope that we're both learning. And bad things happen. Bad things happen in life. We know that. And sometimes bad things happen in the garden. And we should just share those. And we should be open about it. I had a friend of mine that said, well, why don't you just go and put those big bedding plants and tell everybody that you started these from seed? That wouldn't be very honest, would it? Sometimes I've watched some of these videos and I think, oh, you know what? Your garden looks so wonderful. There's no possible way that only you are working in it. And there's no possible way that everything that you have in there is just perfect. It's got to be sleight of hand or better lighting than what I have. Or maybe you've got a whole team of people that are working with you. I would love to have a whole team. There's just me and Kaylee and Baylor and Brianne sometimes. And my mom did come up this morning, and she just looked at my seeds and thought how sad they were. And I agree, they are sad. But that's what happens. Good things happen, bad things happen, and we just learn from them all. And that's why I showed you my failure. And that's why I hope you learn from my failure. And if you've got questions, ask them. If you like these videos, give them a thumbs up. And if you don't like them, let's talk about it. And if you're not a subscriber, come on, subscribe. Let's find out what we're going to do as gardeners in Utah, gardeners in upper elevations, and gardeners that like to be gardeners. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.